Keona Lottie with the Home Extension. Thanks for tuning in to this holiday episode of the Home Extension. I have a special episode for you of my daughter Keona Lottie. She is interviewing a few businesses in Sun Prairie, so check it out.
Hi, my name is Keona Lottie, and thank you for tuning in to this holiday episode of the Home Extension. I'm at the Four Seasons Craft Mall located in Sun Prairie. Here with me is the owner, Darlene Wagner. Hi, Darlene. Thanks for speaking with me today.
You're very welcome.
I have a couple questions to ask you. How did you get your holiday decoration ideas for your store?
We have a bunch of different crafters here, and we just kind of take from some of their ideas in their booths. And I've got a crafter that does the decorating, and she does a very nice job. So we get the ideas from the crafters.
Cool. How long have you been in business?
We just started right now our 18th year. We took it over in July of 1997.
Wow, that's like a really long time. Could you tell us about what your business offers to consumers?
We have just different ideas for home decorating, gift ideas, candy bouquets, jewelry, purses, just kind of an overall thing for gifts.
Yeah, I saw that over there. Another thing, I like the little signs. On a note, if you could make one New Year's resolution for your business, what would it be?
I would think it would be that everybody has a successful business and that we get to offer lots of different things to the consumers for their homes and their gift ideas.
Well, thanks, Darlene. I'm here at the Nest Interior Design with Nicole Fulton, owner and designer. Thanks for speaking with me today, Nicole.
Thanks for coming to talk to me.
I have a couple questions to ask you. How did you get your holiday decoration idea for your store?
Well, we always try to do something new and different. And holiday decorations don't always just have to be red and green. You know, if you have a beautiful home that has yellows and blues and greens, exactly, pinks, it can be anything that looks right in your home. So we did our front window for the holidays this year in turquoise and green and yellow, so it's kind of fun to mix it up.
That's interesting. Thanks. How long have you been in business?
We have been in business in Sun Prairie since 2005.
Could you tell us about your business? What your business offers to consumers?
Well, we do mostly residential design, which is homes. So we get to talk with people about how they want to use their home, how many people are in their family, all those things about how to make their house more functional and more beautiful, how they use it every day.
Interesting. On an end note, if you could make one New Year's resolution for your business, what would it be?
Well, that's a big question. I think we'd like to try to find ways to be even more useful to people so we can help them make the building and design process as easy as possible. And we're really excited to be in our new location and do wonderful new things in 2015.
Cool. Thanks for talking with me today, Nicole. I'm here at the Ironstone Nest with owner, teacher of vintage home decor and furniture, Laura Diston. Hi, Laura. How are you today?
I'm great, Kiona. How are you?
Good. I have a couple of questions to ask you. How did you get your holiday decoration idea for your store?
Well, I really love Christmas trees, so it was really important to bring a lot of them into the store. We have 4 Christmas trees in our store, including the one in our window. So I just wanted to bring in a lot of vintage pieces and display them well. Candles, Christmas music. I wanted people to feel comfortable here, so that's what I did.
Cool. How long have you been in business?
Well, we've been doing pop-up shows around the country for the last 4 years. I started by writing a blog about 4 years ago. So we took our business model with the pop-up shows and had an opportunity fall in our lap a couple of years ago. So we were able to open our first storefront in June of 2013. And then this space became available in 2014 in February. And so we jumped on it and we gutted it and took it down to the studs and laid new floor and everything. And then we had our grand opening on May 29th. So it's been our first 6 months. So yeah, it's been great.
That's actually really cool. Can you tell us about what your business offers to consumers?
Well, I am an expert furniture painter with 18 years of experience. So, but I'm also an antique lover. So I'm an antique lover first and a furniture refinisher second. So what I do is I teach people how to transform old, unloved, and unwanted pieces of furniture into new pieces for their home, one-of-a-kind, unique pieces for their home. So I teach classes here. We offer paint and all of the painting supplies that they would need, whether they are an avid DIYer or just a weekend project kind of a thing. They can come here and get all of their painting supplies, their sandpaper, their brushes, their paint stripper even we have, and we have 2 different paint lines that we offer for people to choose from. Plus I also teach classes and more advanced techniques as well. So, and then we're also a furniture home decor store. So we have a lot of vintage home decor and new, and a blend of new and old to offer people. So we love what we do. Yeah.
Awesome. If you could make one New Year's resolution for your business, what would it be?
I think it would be to continue offering the best customer service that we can provide to our customers, new and old. Yep, that would be it.
Thank you. I hope you have a happy and safe holiday. Thanks for watching this episode of The Home Extension.
Hi, I'm Laura Lottie, and welcome back to the Home Extension for our holiday episode. And it is Heidi's last episode as well. Sorry to see you go home.
I know, me too, guys. Thanks so much for
bummed.
having me. It's been awesome.
But
A
you
lot
do
of fun.
special guest appearances, right?
I hope so, yeah. I've always got really fun ideas, so whenever I can come back and share those with you guys, I'd sure love to.
That'd be great.
So now that you got your
Yeah.
wings, what are you going to be doing?
Well, so I have 2 small kids. You guys know that. So they
Right.
take up a ton of attention, right? So trying to get away for a couple of hours here and there with a 4-year-old and a 1-year-old becomes a little difficult. So they are going to keep me busy, 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 I'm sure. But on the side of that, I'm going to keep pushing my small business, Rekindled, and doing local craft pop-up shows. And then
Right.
we're going to be putting on a couple events through the spring and the summer. Some tours of local shops, and then maybe some craft fairs and events. So lots of stuff in the works, I hope.
You'll
Well,
have to let
you'll
us
see
know
us.
so we can post it on the page, too.
I know, I'd love to have everybody tune in and take a peek.
Yeah, well, I mean, with your 2 small children, it sounds like you might have helpers in the making.
Well, sometimes they're helpful. Let's just put it that way. So if we get a little crazy with the paint, they like to jump in and help
Are they
Mom.
good cleaners?
They have their own set of cleaning things, like a small vacuum cleaner and a duster, and they like to help pretend like they're cleaning, yeah.
Right, awesome.
Yeah, any extra help you get, take it.
Well, maybe we'll be able to do a segment where we come to your garage.
Perfect. Come
see
on
what's
over.
going on in there.
You can see the chaos that ensues in the inch of sawdust on the floor at all times. and-
Right.
Yeah, perfect.
I'd like to see where the ideas start.
Yes. Well, here it is. Here's where the ideas start.
Right.
Right
Well, I
here.
know, but I mean, do you walk in your garage and are you just like, ah?
Sometimes, yeah. There's a stack of old windows and pile of spindles, and then I've got a box of what I call orphans. It's like the leftover scrap wood that you always find something to make. Laura knows how this process works. And stacks of wood and old furniture.
Right.
There's half the garage is full of pieces of furniture that are waiting to be freshly painted or something to be done with them.
So now, can you park in the garage?
No, you cannot park in my garage. The garage is completely, it's like most guys have like their man cave.
Right.
I have a girl cave. That's my garage. It's all my tools are out everywhere. And
Do you have box wine in there?
that from time to time. It's a little colder
Well,
in
it's
the
portable.
garage, so your wine can stay nice and chilled.
Exactly.
It works out great. So lots of projects. There'll be lots of stuff coming down the pipeline from Rekindled. And who knows what my boys will be up to. Maybe I'll shoot you guys some quirky pictures and video of the trouble that they seem to find
And
themselves
you
in.
always have stuff for sale, like
Yeah.
everything you make is for sale pretty much, right?
Yes. Yep. So on my Facebook page, there's always a revolving door of pictures of things that are for sale, or if I'm going to a new show, like this weekend I'm doing a show up in Dalton.
Right.
I always try to post what I'm taking there so people can say, oh my gosh, I love it. I've got to go to that show. So everybody will constantly see ideas and things that are for sale. And then I also try to post just fun ideas.
Right.
So I love to cook. So sometimes there's cool recipes or fun recipes where you can take one piece of meat and make it into maybe 2 or 3 different types of meals.
Right.
So those are always fun for me.
Well, what if I wanted to like purchase something? I mean,
Yeah.
do you accept like a credit card, or do you ship it to me, or will we ship anywhere in the United States, or?
Yep.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, why don't you tell me how that process works? I have no idea.
A lot of vendors work through a website called Etsy or Etsy, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
I don't have an account through them. I like to keep things a little bit more local. So if you're here within the Madison area, I would be happy to meet you somewhere and drop it off and just deliver it that way.
Oh, that's
I love
nice.
to meet my customers.
Right. I love the face-to-face.
Yeah, I love to see pictures of where they've hung maybe something in their house or where a piece of furniture exists. You know, I just love to
Right.
see the end result of your hard work like that. So anywhere in the Madison area, I'm certainly happy to meet people and deliver. If it needs to be shipped, perfect. I can box it up and ship it, send it wherever. I do take credit cards. We've got a PayPal account. Cash, obviously, and checks are widely
Right.
accepted. So yeah, it's very easy for someone to get a hold of me and say, okay, here's the space that I have. Let's talk about ideas. That's my favorite part of the process, is sitting
Right.
down with someone and saying, what do you see here? And then, you know, my spin is to always take an older material
Right.
and recycle it into something new. So from me, you're not going to get a clean, polished, shiny, silky, brand new piece.
Right.
For me, you'll get something that has some wear and tear. Every piece looks different. You know, old doors, they're never the same. They always have a different feel and look to them. So when I use stuff like that, I try to tell customers, you know, it's not going to be the perfect piece, but it is going to be perfect for that space.
Right.
It can be easily customized.
Or that person.
You know. Yeah, exactly. Yep, so
I
it's
mean-
fun to kind of toss ideas back and forth. And
Because I think it'd be nice to be able to call you and be like, I have a friend that's doing da 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 da. Do you have any ideas of what I could do, or could you
Yeah.
whip something up for me, or, you know?
Yep, and during the holidays, I've gotten a lot of those. So lots of my friends have said, I want to give this gift of, you know, a wall hook. Here's what the decor looks like in their house. Can you come up with something fun?
Right.
9 times out of 10, they have no idea what I'm making until it's ready to be delivered. And that is so exciting. The Verona project that I've been talking to you guys about. Next Friday, I'll be installing a bookshelf and a headboard and all these cool badger-themed things for this little boy's room.
Oh, that's right.
And he's never seen it. He has no idea what's coming. But the cool part is it's 90% all recycled materials. It's all handmade. It's all done by a small business. And to me, that just kind of gives you that warm, fuzzy feeling. You know? I mean,
Right.
buying a big box furniture piece, you're going to get something beautiful every time. But it's
Right.
going to be the same thing that they've sold 10,000 pieces of that. I've never made the same piece twice.
Yeah, and I truly believe in the small business owner.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
There's so many of them out there. So this is a big trend, is this kind of upcycling and recycling, using different things to make home decor pieces. It's very popular. There's so many local businesses,
Right.
but they're all different in their own way. You know, here in town, there's several right on Main Street that you could go and find these pieces, but you'll never see the same thing at each shop. Everybody's got a different spin on it.
I think over the summer, this summer, they did you go on that? Where they did the walk of like some prairie or whatever, I don't know. And then they got to go in all the local shops and they got to see like how the Glass Nickel remodeled their place
Yeah.
and, you know, wine tasting here, and then they had like wine and spirits, what they're offering. And I thought it was just a nice way to keep introducing the town to everybody, you know, like,
Sun
you know,
Prairie's
especially if
good at
some
that.
people, yeah, especially if some people like move here and they don't know what's going on. Or,
Yeah. So they actually just did what they call a girls' night out in Sun Prairie. All the downtown businesses had, you know, gift bags you could get and special
Oh.
discounts, and all these women come out and they go from shop to shop to shop. And how cool is that, to be able to support the community?
Right.
You meet new people, you can kind of mingle with your girlfriends, or, you know, it doesn't have to be girlfriends.
Or run into people that you haven't seen in a while.
Yeah, it's
Because
really
you're too
cool.
busy with kids or whatever, whatnot.
Yep,
'Cause
and
I-
that's what's great about Sun Prairie. They do so much stuff like that.
Because the thing about women that I understand is like, I mean, you guys will go to you'll spend $100 to get a free lipstick.
Sure,
You know, I mean,
it balances itself
like
out.
what? I got a free lipstick. And like, I need this stuff anyway.
It balances itself out, I think, in the long run, right?
Right.
So for today's project, this is the last one. I wanted to show you guys some really cool pieces. that are not only holiday gift-giving type things,
Right.
but a lot of times going into the new year, people kind of start to look around themselves a little bit, and they want to change something, whether it's themselves losing 20 pounds,
Right.
or changing the decor in your house, something like that. It always seems to be during the new year, people want to start fresh.
By the way, I gave up on that goal.
Every year I try to.
Like, I'm like,
I know, every year I try.
I'm just not going to worry about
Yep.
it.
So these are very specific projects to deal with barn board. And barn board is starting to become a thing of the past. When you used to drive around the countryside in Wisconsin, you would see these amazing old wooden barns, right?
Right.
You don't really see them as much anymore. You're starting to see the older barns fall down, and they're being replaced with the big metal barns. They're still red. They're
Right.
still beautiful. But so this is a really cool way to find something from the past.
Real quick, do you know how come they started painting barns red?
I do know, but I want you to tell me the story.
No, you tell me that.
No, go.
I'll tell you if you're right or wrong.
Okay, so farmers back in the day didn't have really the ability to go out and buy red paint. The barns are not painted with red paint, the original barns.
Correct.
So what they would do is they would take things from around the farm, combine them together, and it just so happened that whatever it was that they combined created this red look, this red paint, and they'd paint their barns.
Well, I also heard that it was, they used to add blood from the slaughter of the animals, which is kind of bad. But anyway, or they
I don't know if
actually,
that's true.
well, actually what they added was rust, because rust keeps away fungus
Oh.
and moss. So that's why they painted their barns so they wouldn't rot, and they would paint them with rust.
We're gonna have to fact check this, don't you think?
Oh, I already have.
Well, okay, all right. But I do know that
Just wait, just
the
in.
color did come from.
Yep, I'm right.
Oh, okay. It
just
did
coming
come from things that they
just
used from
coming
around the
in.
farm, and that's so cool. I mean,
Right.
more recently, I think to keep up with that color over time, they've resorted to paint, obviously. But
Yeah,
that is a
otherwise
really
it was
cool way.
more like a stain or a whitewash.
Now, did you cut this right here?
So a lot of barn board comes in very long sheets, right? And let's talk about places you can get barn board. First of all, if you know of any local salvage yards, awesome one is a friend of ours owns Deconstruction Inc. He has piles and piles and piles of barn board.
Right.
They're not the same shape. They're not the same size. They come, jagged edges. They come clean cut. So he'll have piles of neatly organized barn board, and then kind of like this scrap pile
Outside.
outside. I always call it the Heidi craft pile of wood. And these pieces were actually just found in the scrap pile. So someone cut this, but it's got the old original nail holes on it. It's got, just cool markings. So one thing I like to do at places like that is find wood, and then the ideas just kind of start to come. Find a cool piece.
Right.
Bring it home, think about it, look at it. If you want to look on Pinterest for ideas, or Google barnwood art or something like that, you can come up with some pretty cool things. So here's some examples of maybe a holiday piece that you could do. Simple, again, scrap piece of wood, and just paint on it. You could paint joy, you can paint jingle bells, you could adorn it maybe with some jingle bells or a burlap bow. These are also really cool if you get really tall ones, and you could write believe or happy holidays and set it on your front porch. So right by your front door when your guests come over for the holidays, it's just a really cool and easy
Right.
pop of color.
Now,
that
what
they
do you
can see.
recommend to say the piece is really large, like the one I got yesterday?
Ah.
And, I kind of need to cut it, but I don't
Yeah.
want to.
You want it to look original?
Yeah. Is there
The
a way
problem,
or
well, no. The problem with cutting a piece is that you're going to get a straight edge.
Could you karate chop it?
You could try, but a lot of times the barn board will actually split. See how this old piece, it's literally just like falling apart.
Right, because
If
it
you
goes
were
with
to-
the grain.
Yeah, if you were to karate chop that, it's going to split right down the middle, and that's, that's not what you would want it for. But pieces like this, you would just set somewhere. So set it up on your mantle, set it next to your fireplace, or the larger ones too, putting them right in your entryway just kind of makes this extra special. You could put a cute little Santa hat on top of it.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Well, I was wondering, like the joy one, I like that. How would you attach that to your front door?
Good question. So this is another
I don't think my
example.
glue dots could do that.
Nope. This is another example of a piece
I love
you
glue
can
dots,
make
but
out
I
of
got some for my
cardboard.
birthday that you gave me.
huh?
You gave me some for my birthday.
Oh, I know. Do you use them?
Yeah, I used them.
They're the best, glue dots. Oh yeah, Laura got me this for Christmas.
Thanks, Laura.
I know, totally. It's awesome.
Moving along.
Okay.
So, yeah,
Oh,
here's
so they can
another
open a beer
example.
before they get in?
Yeah, so you can attach any sort of hook to a piece of barn board. You can do wall hooks, you can do old antique looking hooks. This happens to be a bottle opener. You can paint right on it to kind of dress it up a little bit.
Right.
But then on the back of the barn board, you can attach some sort of a hanger. There's two styles that I like. This flat style here, just simply nails to the sides.
Right.
And then you can hang it on a command hook on your front door.
Right.
Or, you know, if you're hanging it in your house, just put a nail or a screw into the wall and hang it snugly against these.
What is your best advice for getting the tiny little nails and nailing it in?
Okay, so when you put them on, you've got to hold this piece.
But would you nail right into a metal door?
Well, the command hooks have a sticky back, and it will stick to your front door,
Oh.
even outside.
Oh,
Yep.
really?
So you stick the command hook backing onto the hook, and then stick your hook onto the door.
So not one of those,
Nope.
that won't
It's really sticky, and it won't peel off the paint, and it won't chip anything, and it
Right.
holds quite a bit of weight. I always put my wreaths on those. Or you could get an over-the-door metal hanger,
Right. that
and
always
something
catches.
like this would hang right in there too.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the trick to getting these little nail holes in here, you've got to just barely hold this nail and tap it with your hammer enough just to get it started, and then give it a good whack.
Okay.
So it will take some practice. These nails, I don't know if you've ever used them. They're so teeny tiny. They're definitely.
I like to use the ones that already have like the little nails
Oh,
in there.
you started? Yeah.
Yep.
Yep, these can be a little tricky, but the plus side to these is you can find them less expensive. And they come in a larger pack. So you can get, I think you can get 6 or 8 of them for a couple of dollars. And then if you happen to have a coupon like I always do, you
Right.
can save, $40.
Oh,
or
you know what I
40%.
was going to say about barn board? You know, 'cause
Yeah.
some of my uncles were farmers or still are or whatever. I mean, I think farmers are the nicest people on the planet.
Yeah.
And I bet if you just drove up to a farmer's house and be like, do you have any barn board laying around here? He's like, well, yeah, come on out, They're like so nice. Farmers are so nice.
They are so nice. That's one of the things that I like about barn board is
They're like,
I
how
like
much
to
for
know
this
the
old milk
story.
can? They're like,
Yeah.
$5 to have it,
Well, the thing about barn board now is I think farmers have realized how popular it is.
Right.
And most barn board, unless you find kind of scrap material, most barn board will go anywhere between $2 and $3 per foot. So, if a farmer gives you an 8-foot board,
Right.
he's thinking, well, that could sell most places for, $15 to $20 for the board.
I'm gonna
I
have
don't know
to
if
hit
they'll
my
just
uncles
give-
up.
That's what I mean. I don't know if they'll just give it away anymore. The red barn board is definitely more common. That grayish toned barn board, I think you might pay a little bit
Right.
more money for that because it's not quite as common.
I mean, just a sidebar, but my uncle, he just retired, and his family has owned that farm for like 200 years, like it's the third generation or
so
whatever.
cool.
So, I mean, he actually took like where the oats go and turned it into like a museum.
Oh, I'm
Like
sure,
there's old like
beautiful.
stuff like where they used to polish their shoes and the old way to cut the hay, and he like refinished it and
Old
turned it
tools
into
and
like an
stuff.
old museum.
Oh, that's awesome.
You know, the old corn husk thing where you turn it, you drop
Sure.
the corn in, and it's peels the corn off.
Awesome. I love
Yeah,
stuff
and
like
I'm
that. People are taking old barns like that and turning them into houses.
Right.
There's a barn that they have now completely renovated and updated to make it safe, obviously, and they've turned it into a wedding venue, and that
wow.
they're booked out like 3 years. I mean,
Yeah.
it's very, very popular right now. The look, that rustic look has become very popular.
Because I know our friend Marty Schneider, she went to like, I don't know, a gazillion weddings this weekend, or last summer. And they were all, didn't Melissa get married in a barn? Melissa Meinke or whatever? And Abe? Didn't they get married like in some kind of barn venue kind of thing too?
Yeah, well, it's the burlap and the lace and the old suitcases
Right,
and
and
the
the barn.
chalkboards and the
Right.
doors and the wine barrels. See, that whole look is just extremely, extremely popular.
And farmers, they take care of their stuff.
Yes, they do. They have to. So what I wanted to show you guys today is how to make this specific barn board piece.
Okay.
Now you can change the shape as much as you want, but there's something about Wisconsin and barn board, right? It fits together. It's the Midwest and home is Wisconsin for us, right? So I happened to find this particular piece of barn board again at Deconstruction Inc. And immediately I thought, oh, I've got to do something with twine and nails and then make some sort of Wisconsin shape. So take your piece of barn board.
Like, I just forgot to.
I've just got to. Don't sand it. Don't take the patina off of it. Don't, try to scrape the paint off. Take a simple, handheld brush. Don't use a wire brush, it'll scrape everything. But I use a little broom that's got soft bristles. And just give it a really good wipe down. There's gonna be dirt and dust and sand and grit. You just wanna take that off, right? I mean, you don't wanna hang something on your wall and dirt chunks are falling off. So just simply clean the piece really is all you'll need to do. Whatever shape you're going to do with the nails, print it out on a piece of paper. And again, I decided to do the shape of Wisconsin. So I simply printed out a picture of Wisconsin. And you'll put that right on. You don't need to tape it down. You don't need to do anything really fancy with it. The next step you'll need is your hammer and nails. And a cool thing about nails is you can get old, rusty, dirty looking nails from the restore here in town. Any of the restores will have them. And you can buy the nails by the pound. So when you're doing projects like this, nothing would be more tacky than to put a nice, clean, stainless nail in there. It just wouldn't fit. It wouldn't look right.
Nothing nice.
Yeah.
Keep
You
it
want
old.
it to be rustic and dirty kind of looking.
Yeah. Weather.
Gritty. So these nails are really cool, and they've got lots of rusted pieces to them. So what you'll do is you'll take a nail and your hammer, and you'll simply start nailing around the outline of whatever picture it is that you're going to put on here.
Right.
So if you wanted to do
Would you tape it down or just kind of?
Nah, because once you put your first nail in there, it's in. It's not going anywhere.
moving.
Yep, it's not moving. So you could do a heart. You could do, a different state if you live somewhere else. You could do somebody's name and
State
then
of mind.
yeah, you could do whatever you wanted to do. It's very, very easy to be creative with this type of a project. And then you'll just take your twine. I love, again, this is just some old twine that I found at a rummage sale.
Is there a trick to get them all the same height, or you don't want them the same height?
If you are ADD and you have to have them the same height,
I am not.
Just get down at eye level and take a peek. I nailed them about halfway in, not quite. They're not going anywhere. They're not going to fall out.
But you don't want them to go all the way.
No, nope. Don't nail them all the way down because you're going to line it with twine, and you'll need to wrap it around the nail head somehow. So about halfway, or not, whatever you feel like.
Just do whatever you want.
Yeah. So get your old twine. You can get twine in lots of different colors too.
Right.
Different gauges. You can get the really thin stuff if you're maybe doing a name that you want more intricate. I love this old thick twine because it just fits kind of with
dirty.
it just fits with the theme of stuff.
Rustic.
So you'll tie it to one end to start. And here we just started in the corner, double knot, tie it on there, that's not going anywhere. And then simply wrap it in and out of your nail heads.
Right.
As you're going around a corner, you can wrap it around a little bit tighter. So wrap it twice to make sure that in certain places that twine's not gonna go anywhere. And then just follow it all the way around your design. When you get to the end, pull really tight and then make sure that you tie that knot as tight as you can get it. And you won't even see it. I mean, the edges just kind of tuck right in there. So easy to do, but it just creates kind of this one-of-a-kind piece of art that you just don't really see anywhere. And then you can paint, whatever you want on the bottom. These simple little acrylic paints you can get at the craft store. I think a lot of times they're on sale for like 50 cents to $1 per
Right.
paint, so they're very inexpensive. And then just a regular old little paintbrush. You can do intricate painting if you want. You can put the paint on and then take a piece of sandpaper over top, just a light grit, and kind of distress that if you wanted to go for that look as well. And then that's it. So if you want to hang something on the wall, you can use those flat hooks like we did on this bottle opener, or there are some other hooks, something similar to this. They're called D-ring hangers. And they come in different weight sets. So if you're simply going to hang it and it's a heavier piece of wood, I would just take 2 of these and then they screw right into the wood. And then you've
I
got
just
a
find
little
those are so
circular-
hard to hang.
These? They're not terrible.
Oh, you gotta look behind that.
I know. It could be worse. Here's the trick that I do. When you are hanging a picture and it's got just a random 2 hooks on it,
Right.
take a piece of tape, like a blue painter's tape or something
Right.
that you can, not Scotch tape, and start it in the center of one hook, pull it out to the center of the other hook and cut it. So now you've got your length of hooks. Tape it on the wall. Stand back and you can see if it's level, if it's not level.
Oh.
And then you can put your nails right into the top of that tape.
You just know everything.
Well, not everything, but I do know a lot. And then you've got a nice level, piece of
Right.
tape, and then put your nails in, take your tape off, and hang it up.
Well,
There you
what
go.
other kind of designs can you do? Not this kind, but like with doing the twine, could you like go back and forth?
Yes.
Or,
I've seen some really cool ones with the state of Wisconsin. So let's say you wanted to highlight maybe a city. You're going to give this to somebody as a wedding gift.
Right.
And the couple lives in Madison.
Oh.
And so you can put a nail right here in Madison and then tie the twine to that to kind of highlight that specific area.
Oh.
Yeah, really cute.
so that's like the focal point.
Yes, yep. Or if you do a shape like a heart and you want it to be totally filled in, same thing. You could outline the outside with maybe a brown twine,
Right.
and then you could get a different color twine and kind of crisscross it back and forth to fill that shape into. It would, really, you can just be as creative as you want.
Well, do nails come in colors?
Typically not. You can probably find just a black nail or just the standard, silver
Right.
nails. You could probably order specialty nails online if you really want them to be colored. Or if you take these inexpensive nails and you really want them to be colored, you could lay them out flat and spray paint them.
Oh. Yeah, because I was thinking it would be kind of cool, like if you did something like, where you could just fill in the whole center with nails.
That would be a lot of work. But
Yeah.
you could, and you might start splitting the wood.
Right.
So if you're going to work with an old piece of barn board, make sure it's sturdy enough to do this with. These are a little bit more flimsy. You could even feel, just by pushing on the wood, you can feel that it's definitely old, aged, been outside. I wouldn't put a lot of heavy nailing and stuff. into
Have you ever
things like
seen
that.
anybody make like the American flag with that, or?
I haven't. But that would be really pretty because then you could just kind of wind them this way with different color strings. Yeah. I've seen people do American flags on old pallets. where
Right.
You take the palette and just paint, paint the square and then paint the palette boards different colors. Yeah. The sky's the limit when you find old pieces like this. And that's one thing that I just want everybody to not be afraid of. Inexpensive projects. You can find this barn board, like I said, at just almost any salvage place is going to have this stuff. It's so inexpensive, but it's totally one of a kind. It
Right.
helps you bring that kind of Midwestern feel into your house. And if you can combine that with a very chic looking room, wouldn't that be neat just to have this kind of rustic piece with, glass vases and
Right.
cool stuff? Just combining those elements, I think, helps you layer textures in your house to make it very intimate and cozy.
See, I think everybody's so into like match, nice,
Yes.
rooms to go.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm
not.
not.
No,
I
I'm
know,
not
I
either.
agree.
If I see a lamp, I'll figure out how I'm going to make it work.
Yes.
In
Yep.
my room, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's fun. That's why pieces like this, they're one of a kind. They're great gifts. They're inexpensive to make. And they just help you kind of bring in a texture or an element that you're not going to find at a store.
Do you know what I'm actually looking for? I'm looking for my aunt. She likes to talk on the phone quite a bit. And back in the day, when you had a rotary phone, they have the furniture. It's called the gossip chair.
Oh.
And it's like where you would sit down and
And
then
it's got the table next to it?
right, the
Oh,
gossip
yeah.
chair.
Cute.
But you can't find one. They don't make them anymore, so it would have to be a definite
We used to
find.
have one.
The gossip chair.
Well, thank you so much for
Yes,
showing
thank you
us
guys.
Heidi and everything, Mike.
Oh.
It's been a great year and everything.
Yeah, well, I'm sure I'll see you around at the holiday parties.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But want to thank you guys all for tuning in to the Home Extension this year, and we'll see you next year.
Yep. Make good
Thanks.
choices.